enough of making sure that you have your project set properly before you begin. With texture mapping, you're not going to get anywhere if you just drop your Maya file on the desktop and then load it by double clicking on it. You really need to go and make sure that you load your scene correctly, and make sure that you have selected or created and are in a project. Secondly, when we're working in Photoshop, you want to have the layout so that it can so you can follow along. Now, I've got Essentials currently selected. If you can't see Essentials in the top right corner here with the drop down, you could also find, I'm going to switch this to Basic just for a moment, okay, and then I'm going to come over here under Window and Workspace. I can also find Basic and Essentials. Okay, so I'm going to change back to the default Essentials. Okay, so here's the layout. I don't need adjustments so much, so what I could do is double click to close that up. What I would like to add though is Navigator, and see how it opens up several several different things. I'm just going to grab this one and drag it inside of here. Okay, actually inside of here. So I've got 3 things placed in there. So Navigator is going to help me to zoom in and out. It's just a handy thing to have. Then I'll close this group. So let's close this group. The next thing I'm going to recommend that you do is take the file from the CD drive. The book Darkside has royalty-free textures, and I'm just going to drag it to the desktop. Okay, so it'll make a copy of it on the desktop, and then I can click and I can drag the images that I want into my source image folder. I don't suggest that you just copy everything to your source image folder. You really only want to copy, place in there the files that you're going to use. Okay, so now with your files in a folder on your desktop, you can go in there and select, let's say, some brick. Okay, now if you try to drag it right on top of Photoshop, it's not going to give you the correct result. You'll actually want to drag, I'm just going to grab one of these images, any old image, show you this example. So dragging it out here, although something would happen, it wouldn't work right. Drag it up into here, into the user interface, and let it go. You'll notice that it makes a new layer, a whole new image, right? And that's what you want. And then what you can do is right click and duplicate the layer and then place it in the other image PSD. And once you're done there, you can close that because you no longer need it. It's laying on top. Now notice that it's laying out over here. What you want to do is drag that just below the Lambert 2 color and above the layer, which is the color currently in there. And then you can size and place your graphics